Hey, I'm Steven Koczycki, creator of Galicia Archives. In this video, I'm going to show you how to find Jewish records such as family lists, tax census documents, different types of metrical books and vital records, and much more. And we're going to do so using the Jewish Projects section of the Wikisource Ukraine website. Now, if this video does prove helpful, you know what to do. So without wasting time, let's get started. Okay, so to start, you could either go to the link in the details section below the video, or you could type uk.wikisource.org, as you see up here in bold white in the address bar, and that'll bring you to this page. Now, the first thing you want to do is this little symbol here, translator. Turn that to English, if it's not already done. Or, if you don't have the translate option, click on the three dots, down to settings, languages on the left, scroll down, Google Translate, make sure this is turned on. Now the first thing you want to do is on the left hand side under projects, click on archives, then scroll down under Ukraine genealogical projects. You want to select Jewish Town Project, and it'll bring you to this page. Okay, so first we notice a list of provinces to which we could go by clicking on the actual province or by scrolling through the page. Now most of the provinces will have a list of districts and counties below them and a little read more or more details note, which will have a link to a page for that specific province. So for example, if I were to click on the Podolsk province link here, it'll bring me to a page for that province, which has its table of contents of those districts we saw before, and documents, which we could go through and choose which ones are of interest to us. And since the list is very big, we could use these shortcuts to go through them. Or if I get out of here, we could use these links to go through them. Now let's go over this site in a little bit more detail. Okay, so to see one of these documents, let's go in Bratislav Voivodeship to this one here, and we'll do the same thing for all the other provinces as well. Now here, the first page opens, and the next page on the right we use to scroll through the pages. Now if we were to click on the main page, it opens up the whole set of documents in Acrobat Reader. So if you want to scroll through it here, well, you could use the scroll bar, or you could use the little wheel on your mouse or the arrows to save. You would use this little download button up here and so on. So let's get out of here. And using the web pages view, well, some folks might prefer that because you have the main page here and you always have a view of your previous and next page. And get out of here, we gotta go back. Now let's go through a few more examples. If I go here, Volyn Province, Zaslav District, here we have a set of metrical books. If I click on the first one, birth records, we have birth records for that district. And again, we could use the previous and next page to scroll through, or click on it to open it up in Acrobat Reader. Let's go here to Lutsk County, a census. Here we have Lista Płatników Składki. Basically, it's a census for folks who paid taxes. And here we go. By the way, this is in Polish, so it's a Polish record. Again, to get out of here, we gotta go back several times. Next, if I come down, list of voters, we have a voters list, spis wyborców. Again, it's in Polish. Here, if I go to Rivne County, a tax census, also Polish. And there we have names, addresses, occupation, and the amount paid. Now if I get out of here, let's go maybe to another province, Transcarpathia. Here we have metrical books. Now sometimes you'll notice, even often enough, something like this. If I zoom in, you'll see it's written in Ukrainian. And it's kind of like a table of contents. If you keep scrolling, eventually you'll get to the actual records. And here I believe we have Hungarian records. Let's go see some more. Okay, let's go to the second one. There you'll have the table of contents in Ukrainian. And then you keep scrolling and you'll have the records. Again, in this case, since this is an area that was Hungarian, well, it's in Hungarian. Okay, so let's get out of here. Next. Here, under Katerinoslavsky district, metric books of Jews of the city of Katerinoslav. Now this is something that you might see often enough. It'll bring you to a sub list of records. So here, if I click on 121A, click here on the icon, and pretty much the same principle. We skip through the pages. All right, let's get out of here. Another way to go back is we could click up here, Archive Jewish Town, and it brings us back to our main page. If we go back to our Katerinoslav to look at a second example, Pavlograd County, metric books, and here again, written differently, a table of contents. By the way, if you wanted to download from this site, you could either click up here or with the right side key of your mouse, you click on the picture and then you click here on Save Image As, and you could save it this way. Okay, let's get out of here. Let's go back to our Jewish town and let's go down to the next province, Kiev province. City of Kiev. Here, metrical books of the Jews of the city of Kiev. And here we have records according to birth, marriage, divorce, death, and year. So we could choose among this. So if I take the first one here, 132, it brings me to that record. By the way, you see, it's bilingual. And if I go back to the list, here you'll see a little file number underneath. If I were to click on that, it brings me to those documents at the actual archives website. But the pictures are black and white, so they're not as cool. So let's go back and let's get out of here. And let's go to an example in Podolsk province, Vinnytsia. And we see again different records, metrical books, and so on. So if I take one of these as an example, and I believe again, this is bilingual. Here's the left page and the right page. All right, let's go back. The next province, Potlava. Let's go to Kremenchuk district. Here, if I go to the first one, city of Kremenchuk, recruiting list of Jews in the city of Kremenchuk, 1836. here we have another type of document. Let's go back. And let's go to the next province, Stanisław Voivodeship. Here we only have one record. I believe it's a set of death records. And here we go. In Polish, by the way. And we could safely assume that with time more records will be uploaded. Next, Kharkiv province, Sumy, again a table of contents, and if you keep scrolling through the table of contents, well, then you get to the records. Go back. Next, Kherson province, Odessa district. Let's see what's here. Here, under metric books of the Odessa Rabbinate. And again, it brings us to a sub list if you want, which we could go through by clicking on the numbers. It tells us the years, pages, and so on. The name of the book. Here, if we click on the first one, and we have our next set of metric books. If I go to the next district, Kherson, metric books of the Jews of the city of Kherson. Again, a sub list, so I'll click on the first one, births, a note of what is here, what it contains. And here we go. Bilingual again, by the way. Next province, Chernihiv. If we go to the last one, Chernihiv district. Here, under Chernihiv County, family lists of Jews who settled in Chernihiv district until May 23rd, 82. Okay, if we keep going next page, we see kind of a table of contents. So we have to click a few times next page to get through that. And we get to the records we want. Our family list. Next, metric book of Jews of Chernihiv birth. And we have our birth records. Okay, let's get out of here. And to go to the last section at this point of time, let's look at Board of the Kyiv Jewish Emigration Society. And here we go. And that's pretty much what this site looks like in a nutshell. So if you have family from this area, don't give up. And if ever you don't find what you're looking for now, be patient, wait a few weeks, maybe a few months, and come and look again. It's an amazing site, tons and tons of information. Well, I hope this video was helpful. I hope it gave you a better insight on how to find Jewish records, especially using the WikiSource Ukraine website. It is a really good site to know. So if you did find it helpful, you know what to do. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.